Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine.
That's great. Do you have a nice weekend, Anna?
Yes, at work.
Oh, really? You work the whole time?
Yeah, I work at, at weekends.
Okay, I see. Okay, every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend because I want to have Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday off
Mm-hmm.
to stay at home 3 days.
Okay, super. To come to classes.
Yeah,
Okay, super. All right, Andrea, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Andrea. Did you have a nice weekend?
Hello, yes, I have a nice time during the weekend. I went to the church and then I spent the time with some of my friends playing Catan. I don't know if you know the game.
Playing
Catan.
Catan. No, I don't know. Is it, what type of game is that?
Uh, it's a board game.
Okay, so it's a board game. Okay, I do like board games very much. What kind of board game is it?
Similar to Monopoly.
So like a strategy game, would you say?
Yes.
Okay, well, I do like Monopoly. As Alan will tell you, I like to play Monopoly. I've played against Alan a few times. He says that I'm not very much fun when I play board games.
Well, in that case, I think you'd love playing Catan. It's
Okay.
difficult and nice.
Okay, is it quite political?
Yes, a lot of people play this game, and it's also in English.
Okay, that's good. Uh, well, interesting. I'll have to play it one time. Do you ever play backgammon, Andrea?
Which one?
Backgammon.
No.
You've never heard of it. Well, I think that you should do a bit of research on that because that's a classic board game as well. It's a bit different and only two people can play at once, but it's a brilliant game. Really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, all right, everyone. So, um, good morning. Welcome back after a nice weekend. Obviously, not a very nice weekend for Anna, who's been working. But what we're doing here today is we are here to do some grammar. And what we're going to do is we are going to look at prepositions. All week, we're looking at prepositions this week. Today, what we'll do is we'll go through some of the basics of prepositions, the different types of prepositions that we think are regularly used in OET and IELTS and in your general English. And then what we'll do is, as we go through the week, we'll look at the more complicated aspects of prepositions. So first of all, let's go and have a look at a few basic general style rules. And what I'll do is I'll change the share to my document. Okay, so prepositions. And good morning to Julianne as well, who's just joined us. Nice to see you, Julianne. Good morning, everyone. If I haven't said hello, Marian, Tintu, Reshma, RJ, Mihaela, Jochna, Nazia. Nice to see you all. Okay, so
Morning, sir.
good morning. So prepositions. I think that you all probably know a lot of different prepositions. In terms of prepositions, you probably all know a lot of prepositions. They're the small words which tell us how, when, and where things happen. So just call out, put your microphone on. Just give me a few prepositions. Does anybody know any prepositions?
On,
On is a good one. At,
In.
yeah. In,
for,
yeah. For, yeah. These are all okay. Yeah, we know them. Okay. So is there anybody in this class that thinks that they are 100% perfect at prepositions? I can hear laughter. Okay. Well, that's understandable. Prepositions is one of those things in English that you have to practice. They are a big part of the language. You know, most sentences are going to have prepositions in. As I said before, they tell us how, when, and where things happen. And they're not really vocabulary words. When I think of vocabulary words, I think of things like telephone, instructions, apartment, methodology. Those for me are vocabulary words. These are functional words, and they seem to they work somewhere between grammar and vocabulary. So you need to learn these words. You need to learn how they change the meaning of sentences because they can make the difference in understanding instructions. So if I said to you, let me choose Nazia. Nazia, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I said to you, can you put the coffee in the car? And you didn't understand the difference between in and on, what could happen?
Um, as I will not able to follow your instruction and I may put it somewhere else.
You might put it on the car.
Yeah, yeah,
What
I may.
and would that be a problem or would that be okay?
Yes, it will be a problem.
Would be a problem, wouldn't it? Because we drive away and the coffee would fall off the car and go onto the floor. And instead, I wouldn't be able to drink it, which is what I wanted. I said, Nazia, I told you to put it in the car. Okay, so people often have arguments about prepositions, even native speakers. Now, there are going to be times when prepositions don't seem to make sense. And we'll look at that a little bit later. Like a lot of things in English, we have a physical meaning of prepositions, and sometimes they move into what you would call metaphorical meaning. So we'll have a look at that later on when we look at maybe adjectives plus prepositions. And then the last note I'm making here, ultimately, you have to practice the use of prepositions. Repetition is the key for it. Sometimes if something doesn't make sense, it's difficult to think of it every time and think, well, what should I do here? If you don't really understand the reason why a preposition is used, and that's the situation for a lot of the times the prepositions are used. For instance, why would I say I'm proud of instead of I'm proud in somebody? I'm proud in you. I'm proud of you. Why wouldn't I use in instead of? There's no real reason for it. There's no point spending a lot of time learning the reasons for those things. Instead, learn that it's proud of and just repeat that in exercises. So let's go and have a look at some prepositions of time. So these are the words that tell us when things happen. So can anybody tell me what time the grammar classes start?
At
At
9
9
a.m.
Yes, exactly. At 9 a.m. UK time. Okay, so we know that when it comes to times, we use at, don't we? That's an easy preposition to remember. So at 10 o'clock, we would say it when we're just talking about our time, even if we don't say 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'll see you at the same time. Okay. So I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. I'll see you at the same time. I'll see you at the right time. So we understand what at is. And we also use it for night. Okay. People normally sleep at night. Can anyone tell me a bird or an animal which normally comes out at night? Anybody?
Owl?
That's
Owls and bats. Yes,
Bats.
they normally hunt at night, don't they? They hunt at night. That's what time they are awake. So it's at night. We wouldn't say in night. There are times when people say in the night, but it's very, very rare. Instead, when we say night, try and say at night. Okay, so we also use it for at the moment. So at the moment and at present. That means at this time. This time. Okay. So let me ask Mihaela.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Mihaela. So what are you doing at the moment?
At the moment I'm writing some phrases.
You're writing some phrases. Okay, you're writing some notes. That's good.
Yes.
And in general, in your life, what are you doing at the moment?
I drink my tea at this hour.
No, I mean more general than that. So I could give you two examples. At the moment, I am teaching. Okay, but at the moment, I am working as a teacher. You know, at the moment, I live in Manchester. So I
Huh?
mean also general. So what you at the moment you're writing some notes. That's good. But at the moment in general,
I'm working at this hour.
okay, at this hour. Well, I'm not saying at this. We wouldn't really say at this hour very often. At this time,
At,
or
this,
or at the moment.
at the moment.
Yeah. So if I came up to you, I mean, we'll look at this when we look at tenses in a week or so. But if I came up to you and say, "Oh, Mihaela, I haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing?" And you'd say, "Oh, I'm fine." And I'd say, "So what are you doing at the moment?" So you wouldn't say, "I am talking to you," because that's obvious. You'd say, "Oh, I'm working. You know, I'm keeping myself busy. I'm getting married in a week." Things like that. Okay, so in general. So don't say at this hour. Just say at the moment or at present. It's a nice phrase to use. Okay,
Yes.
right. Okay, Shahani, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay, hi. Another great phrase, at first. Have you ever used that phrase?
Sometimes.
Okay. What does it mean, at first?
It's like the first thing first, and then another thing happened, something like that.
Yeah,
So
like
at
a
first I was scared, but then I was okay. Yeah,
yeah.
something like
So
that.
right at the beginning, right at the beginning.
Yes.
Again, we've got at, another use of at there, which is really good. And then thank you very much, honey. And then we've got, I'll see you at the weekend. In America, they say on the weekend quite often. We don't say that in the UK. We say at the weekend. We don't say in the weekend. We say at the weekend. Okay, so we've got at night, at the weekend, and at a specific time. Okay. So I hope we don't have any questions, but you guys can always ask me a question if you want to ask me one, as you know. Okay, on. On is an easy one, isn't it? But what I'd like to do is to have a look at a couple of phrases where we use on, just to make sure that everyone understands it. So 18th of November and on a day. On a day. So on a date, on a day. So let me ask, does anybody here go to the gym?
Me?
Okay, Anna, when do you go to the gym?
I used to go at
Okay, wait a second.
5
I'm hearing
p.m.
a couple of mistakes there. Okay, so I used to go.
It's the past.
Yeah, that's in the past, isn't it? So does that mean that you don't go to the gym anymore?
I go
I
every morning.
usually, I
I usually
usually, yeah, okay. So I usually go every morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. 5
Why
a.m.
not? Yes, in the morning.
Wow, what time do you go to sleep?
I will go after sleep, after gym, after when I
Ah,
go
right. Okay,
after
so
gym.
so let's use the present tense then. So
Yeah.
I go to the gym every day at
5
5
p.m.
a.m. 5
I
a.m. or 5 p.m.
I go 5 p.m. I.m. and after that 5 p.m.
Oh, so you go to the gym twice a day.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you must be very fit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the gym every day at 5 a.m. at 5 a.m. Then you go to work and then you go to the gym again at
Yeah.
5 p.m. And that's every day.
Yeah.
Wow. Most people normally go on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or something, or they go twice a week, but you go every day. Amazing. Okay. Well, I'm pleased to hear that. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of other phrases here. So on with the days here. Okay, so it's my birthday a week on It's my birthday, a week on Tuesday. So Tuesday is tomorrow. What date is it tomorrow? Can anyone tell me what date it is tomorrow?
19th November.
19.
The 19th of November. Okay. It's the 19th of November tomorrow. So what date will it be? A week on Tuesday?
26.
The 26th. Excellent. Yes. So if I say a week on Tuesday, that means I have to go to Tuesday and then get the date and then add a week to that, a week on Tuesday. Okay, so let me ask someone else then, someone different. Let me ask Joshna. Hello, Joshna, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Joshna. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
can you tell me what the date will be a week on Friday?
Mm, 21.
A week on Friday. So today's the 18th, tomorrow's the 19th, then it's the 20th, Thursday will be the 21st. So Friday is
22.
the 20. Are you sure it's the
Second.
22nd? Yeah. So if I say a week on Friday, that means I have to add a week to Friday's date
Yes, sir.
to get the date. So what is 7 days after the 22nd?
Um,
So
29, sir.
the 29th. Yeah. So if I say to you, I'll meet you a week on Friday, that means I want to meet you on the 29th. So because it's Friday plus 1 week.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Joshna?
Okay, sir.
So we use it like that as well. A week on Tuesday. That's a really nice phrase for dates. Okay, and then we've been together a month on Wednesday. Okay, so who can tell me what Wednesday's date this week is going to be?
20th.
The 20th.
The 20th, yes. Okay, so if I say to you, oh, we've been together a month on Wednesday, when did I meet my girlfriend?
Last month on 20
Yeah,
Every
be
October.
bit more, yeah, the 20th of October. Yeah, so if I say we've been together a month on the 20th of November, then that means we met on the 20th of October. So on for days, on for dates. And then we've got these great phrases. I'll see you a week on Wednesday. We've been together a month on Wednesday. So excellent. Again, good phrases for us to use in general day-to-day English. Now, in is quite complex as well. So if you think about it, by the time we've gone through this, we've gone through a lot of different ways of using prepositions just of time. But I think that you guys know a lot of these already. So 1974 is a year, May is a month, and the 20th century, of course, is a century. So we need to try and get a physical concept of what in means. In a time, in an area, in a place. Okay, so in 1974, in May, in the 20th century, I think we know that. So let me ask somebody here. So I'm going, RJ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what month were you born in?
In the month of December, sir.
Okay, and the year?
1989.
Ah, okay, interesting. So RJ was born in December 1989. What day was it, RJ? Do you know the
29th
day?
of December, sir.
Well, no, that would be the date, wouldn't it?
I think it's Friday.
Okay, you think it was a Friday. So RJ was born on a Friday, which was on the 29th of December in 1989. Okay, interesting. So you've got a big birthday coming up then, RJ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I hope you have a good one. Okay, so
Thank you.
let's keep going. So then we've got here in the last decade. Can anyone tell me what a decade is?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Well, it's a 10-year period. Yeah, okay. In the last decade, in the last 40 years. Okay, in the last few years. Okay, so again, it's in that period of time, a period of time in an area. Let's try and get this idea of what in means in terms of prepositions. And then we've got in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Now, I don't want to spend too long on these prepositions because I think that you guys have got a pretty good idea already about these. So they'll all be on the study document later on for you to have a look at if you're not sure. And of course, please feel free to experiment with these sentences and some of these phrases and what you're learning here. And then you can send us some sentences on Skype or in email. Okay, so let's move on and talk about the more complicated things. Oh, sorry, let's look at these phrases. I'll see you in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks is the same as I'll see you 2 weeks today. So that means 2 weeks after today. I'll see you in 2 weeks. It doesn't mean that I'll see you inside of those 2 weeks. It means that I'll see you 2 weeks after today. So we said today is the 18th. I think that would make it the 25th. And then probably because there's 31 days, it would be the 1st. So I'll see you on the 1st of December. That's what that means. I'll see you in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks after today, I'll see you on that day. And I'll see you in 2 days' time. Just means I will see you 2 days after today. So again, useful phrases in your general English. Now, prepositions of place. We've got a lot of prepositions of place, and I probably haven't even used all of them here, but I think that these are ones which are useful for us. And we can see we've got the same ones being used again: on, in, at. Okay. Now, if I just went to Paint here and showed you some examples. Okay, so I've got some tables here. And then I've got a nice little picture here. So we can just very, very quickly go through some examples. Now, I hope you guys can remember how to annotate on the screen. Can anyone draw an apple for me, please, on this table here? I want you to draw an apple on this table. Can anyone work out how to do that? I think some of you probably know how to do the annotations. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Superb. I've got to say, I prefer the green one. That looks like a really big cherry. The first one didn't look much like an apple. Okay, yes, so this is here. This apple is on the table. I like green apples. I'm not a massive fan of red apples, but this is on the table, isn't it, here? Okay, what about in this one here, over here? Can someone draw an apple which is under the table? Under the table. Excellent. Okay, so we've got under the table there. Very nice. Okay, so we've got on and we've got under. Let's just take these and put those in. I will go to my other document, put those in. So that's on the table. Yep. Now, how about we'll have a look at between. Okay, so let's go across. We've got on, we've got under, that's fine. Let's take off all of the notes now. And clear all drawings. There we go. Okay, so let's go across and have a look at between. So if I said to you guys, the apple is between the door and the window, where would that be? Ah, yeah, okay. In midair. Interesting. Okay, yeah. And if it was under, obviously we know it's under, it would be here. So between, on, and under, very, very useful. So what we'll do is we will update the table as we go through. So we've looked at on, we've looked at under. Okay, so the apple is under the table. We can say the apple is on the table. Okay, and we can put the apple is between the door and the window. Okay, so think about earlier on, I said that there are times when you can understand the physical meaning of a preposition and then use it to describe something which is a bit more abstract. So let me ask somebody, or let me have a little chat with somebody. Anne, are you there? Hello, Anne?
Yes.
Not Anna, Anne. Are you there, Anne in Derry? I can't hear you, Anne. You seem to be on mute. I don't know why. Let me choose Julianne. Can you hear me? Can you put your microphone on? No, from Julianne. Julianne, I think, is new today. Maybe she's not doesn't understand the controls. Okay, let me try Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay.
Okay.
When I was on holiday,
Mhm.
I ate far too much food. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, but I don't want you to tell Alan. Okay. He'll be worried. So that's a secret between you and me.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that preposition of place, but the secret doesn't really, you can't hold a secret, can you?
No.
You can't put a secret in between you and me here.
No.
But it's between you and me in a more abstract way. So once we understand these prepositions in the physical way, the apple is between the door and the window, we can understand it in a more abstract way as well. Okay, thank you very much, Jennifer.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just a little bit of vocabulary. When you wear a pair of trousers, okay, what are the things where you put your hands or you put some money? What are they called?
Pockets.
Pocket.
Pockets. Pockets. Okay. So what preposition do you think you would use here for where the money is?
I put my money in the pocket.
In, yes. Okay. So I keep my money
My money.
in my pocket.
Pocket.
Yeah. So I keep my money in my pocket. Excellent. Okay. So in is very interesting, and we'll see that later on. So how about this one, Anna?
Which one?
Okay, no, there's only one Anna. Okay, so if I said to you, let's go back and I'll go to another drawing.
Mm.
And let's say, let me draw a building. Okay, now this building is a place where you watch movies. What's that called?
Cinema.
Yes, cinema. Okay, so here's the cinema.
Yeah.
And here's the door. And here's a window. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, copy it, and then I'm going to give you two sets of instructions. Okay, so, oops, wrong one. Okay, here it is. So here I am and having a milkshake. Just waiting. Okay, so here I am here, different place, just outside. Right, okay, so which one of these do you think, Anna, is I'll meet you at the cinema?
The second one,
The second one. Why do you think that?
because you are outside.
Yes, okay, so what's this one on the left?
In the cinema.
In the cinema, yes, okay. So people will often not do this right. And it doesn't matter. This, I might say to you, I'll meet you at the cinema, and then I might just go inside anyway.
Yeah.
So don't get too confused. But yet, normally, if I meet you at somewhere, it means I'm going to be not inside the place. I won't be doing the thing that the place is for. So I'll meet you at the shop. Normally, I'll be outside, but it can be the other way. So don't be too confused if somebody's inside. So if somebody says, I'll meet you at, your
And
first
he
instinct
go.
should, well, your first instinct should be it will be outside, or it will be by the door. But have a look inside as well, because sometimes people might use at when they mean in. Okay, so we've got I'll meet you in the cinema and I'll meet you at the cinema is another one as well. So again, when it comes to in, don't worry, I'll put all of these drawings in later. So I will meet you at the cinema and I'll meet you in the cinema. I'll put all of these drawings in later for you to look at. Now, let's have a look at in front of and behind. Okay, but before we do that, I'm just going to stop the live stream. If anyone's got any questions, please do let us know.